All right, we're just gonna have some fun with this segment. JD Vance, as I'm sure you've now seen, really struggles with something we call being a person, right? Just coming up to someone and being able to exhibit person vibes. Not creepy vibes, not robot vibes, but person vibes. He really struggles with that. And I'll remind you of, you've seen it many times, but the really viral moment that is just brutal. But this time it's the extended cut I hadn't seen without any edits. And I thought, to be honest, I thought this is awkward, okay? Which is why I was willing to play it, no doubt. But in my head, there were cuts, and I was thinking maybe where there were cuts, JD Vance was just nailing it. And somehow we were missing a part of the picture. No. It's worse without the edits, okay? And then it's even worse because the person that we found this video from put some sad music behind it, which really adds to the pain. So we'll review that. And then I want to compare, because, right, elections are comparisons. I mean, you're picking between two options in this general election. And so we'll look at JD Vance as the one, and then comparing that with Kamala Harris in public places, at a bakery, for example, and Tim Walz, and see who's better at interacting with humans on a human level, okay? So here's JD Vance, a reminder, but this time the uncut version.
Hey, how are you? Good. The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Looks like is there anybody else in here? All right, well, a few. Okay. So we are, let's see. We're going to get, how many people, Nick, how many donuts do we need to get? I'll get. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president of Tennessee.
Okay.
I know with the music it's a little hard to hear this time, but I can't just play it all the way without reacting to some of this. I'll never get over. And this individual working is so perfect in her response. It's as if she knew this was going to go viral and thought, how can I most perfectly insult JD Vance without him really knowing I'm doing it to his face? And that was to say, take me off camera. I don't want to be a part of this. And number two, when he says, I'm JD Vance, I'm running for vice president, good to see you or something, she goes, okay. It's just too good. By the way, someone made a great point. Whoever's on his team is terrible at this. You're supposed to go as the advanced team, for example. Go, walk in. Is this a pro-Trump restaurant? Would y'all like to see JD Vance? And make sure you're not going to get someone who really clearly is not having it with you. We are in the home stretch to 1 million subscribers. If you want to support in the effort to get us there, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button if you haven't already, to continue getting the word out. Thank you so much. Back to the video.
We're going to do 2 dozen.
Okay.
Yep. Just a random assortment of stuff here. How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years.
Here's
Just everything. Yeah, I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls.
Just whatever makes sense. That's not how ordering works. JD, have you ever been to a restaurant? You don't walk up and go, all right, Subway, let's see here. Yeah, I'll do some bread and whatever else makes sense. It's your call. Surprise me. That's not how you order at restaurants. Oh my gosh, this is what I mean, guys. The edits actually made it better for him. Look at the way he looks at the camera and swallows. Like he's so uncomfortable.
How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here? Okay, good.
Okay. So there's an update. There's an update. Before, we thought he was going, how long have you been here? 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 How long has this restaurant been here? Now we know that it was him asking that, going silent, and then asking it again, then staring at his camera people. What's going on? What do I say to these people? Whew. That's something else. Okay, so that's one option you have. Interesting. And I want to make clear as we continue, because this is just, again, it's fun, but there's an underlying point, sort of, which is, isn't it interesting that in this case, the people who have, based on my analysis, the more humane, pro-people policies are also able to interact with people in a more natural way? They can almost empathize in these small on-camera moments, and that matches with their ability to empathize with people in public policy compared to JD Vance, who can't do either. Here's Tim Walz walking into a Runza place.
Sorry to hold things up for you. You know, we really came just to go to runs, and then we did a little rally on the side.
No kidding. Amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm such a big fan. I'm from here, right here. I went to school.
Did you really?
Yes. I'm right.
It's us. So I'm West Point and then Valentine's Day.
Right, yeah.
Graduated from you, went Shannon State.
Was there a runs on that?
So you get the point on this one. You've seen people have pleasant conversations before. I don't need to show you the whole thing, but very different getting into a conversation. A part of it, again, this is not even JD. Well, part of it's JD Vance's fault, but it's not all JD Vance's fault, because you're not supposed to pick a place where clearly they don't want you there. You're supposed to have someone, a staff member, go in there ahead of time and say, if JD Vance, who's running for vice president and who really wants to know how long you've been here, he's going to come in. If he does, is that fun for you? Is it not? Would you want to be on camera? Would you not? Because clearly these people are going, woo, it's Tim Walz. We're pumped. And it makes the whole vibe better. Then here's Kamala Harris.
What is that cake?
That's
Chef Jay's. I want a slice of that. Caramel is like my favorite. Okay, chocolate and caramel? Fantastic. What are you getting?
Oh, I'm good.
No, you don't want anything sweet? You don't want anything sweet? Get something sweet.
Well, you talked about that caramel cake.
Yeah. Okay, and then a slice of the cake for the Congresswoman, and then my slice. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
And JD, did you notice how she ordered stuff? Specifically, she even ordered for the person next to her. She didn't say, whatever makes sense. Whatever the hell you got back there, just give it to me. I don't even want this. I'm going to throw it away afterwards anyways. And then here's another shot of her just talking with people.
I have a friend who had a Christmas party, Christmas Eve every year, and she asked me to make the greens for a party every year. And I am not lying to you that I would make so many greens that I'd need to wash them in the bathtub. I'm telling you the truth.
So how do you make your greens? Do you put turkey in them? Do you
Bacon.
Put nice. My grandma
I
used
do
to put
bacon.
She used to put
Garlic.
vinegar.
I put white vinegar.
Yes.
I do. So I start with, I slice up my garlic. Well, but no, first I chop up the bacon
fry it.
and get all that fat going. Then I put garlic,
Yeah.
some chili peppers,
Yes.
and then a lot of water and a little chicken stock, and I let it go for a while
Flowers.
before I put the greens in. And then, right, so you get that going and all that flavor, and then I put the greens in for a couple hours. Then I do vinegar.
Yeah. I would love to see. Scratch the debate. We know what's I'm the best ever, right? Have Trump versus Kamala Harris going in and explaining just something like this. Pick some task and have them interact with a person and explain that task to them, whether it's cooking or changing a tire, whatever the preferred task is, or loving your spouse. Could Trump explain what it feels like? This isn't even a task. Just explain what loving your spouse means, and see Kamala Harris versus Trump's explanations there, or JD Vance versus Tim Walz. Actually, you know what? I'll give it JD Vance. I really will. I think he knows what love is with his wife. They seem like they could love each other. So that's good for them. But otherwise, real difficulties with those human interactions. And I want to say, I know some people out there in the audience are thinking I'd be awkward if I walked in, there were all these cameras and I was having to, whatever it is, order coffee, order donuts. I do feel that a little bit when we have these conversations. I never want to insult people out not involved in this when we're making fun of a political figure. DeSantis, for example, he has some moments, and I know some go, I'm kind of an introvert, I'd be a little awkward too. To me, it's more about that point. Think about DeSantis or JD Vance and how it's more of a symbol of their lack of an ability, and this is the important part, to empathize with people in their policy positions. That's more significant to me, but it's a fun lens into that when such brutal moments occur like the JD Vance one. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments. And I mentioned this in a different segment, but do just check the links in the description. One of them is donate to Kamala Harris. You can do that. One of them is a little survey on something we're thinking up. And then make sure you're subscribed.